One of the key characteristics of an Agile community is that it relies on our cross-functional teams. This enables members to draw on one another's strengths and support throughout the life of a project. An Agile project community is made up of the development team and stakeholders. Stakeholders are both internal and external and are individuals with a vested interest in the success of a project and who are affected by or have input on the project. For example, some stakeholders provide technical know-how, while others make decisions about which product features are necessary for the final product. Internal stakeholders work for the organization, whereas external stakeholders are usually clients or customers from outside the organization. Internal stakeholders would be, for example, members of the executive team who are responsible for the project. They may make decisions with regards to investment or risk. Other internal stakeholders include developers who aren't necessarily assigned to the team for a particular project, but they may be called upon for their experience and knowledge. External stakeholders include members of the product team. This team includes the customer or product owner and may include one or more domain experts and a business analyst. The product owner represents the customer and is responsible for promoting, communicating, and updating the product vision. The product owner creates use cases or user stories, sets priorities, and reviews the validity of completed work. The product owner has to be fully committed to the project, as do all other stakeholders. Domain experts are technical subject matter experts. The development team may rely on their expertise and advice to solve problems and build a product that's technically accurate. And a business analyst acts as an intermediary between the customer and the development team. External stakeholders may also include end user or user groups who will use the product that's developed. These stakeholders aren't concerned with how the product is developed, but rather more concerned with what the product does and is expected to do. There are varying levels of commitment that you may see in stakeholders during a project. They are either committed, reluctant to commit, or enthusiastic only at the beginning. Some of the common reasons that these various levels exist is because stakeholders often don't understand or haven't had the benefits explained. If the benefits of stakeholder engagement aren't explained thoroughly, it can be difficult for your stakeholders to understand why they should participate in the project. As the project progresses, stakeholders may forget the benefits because they are overwhelmed with work or working on multiple projects at one time. And if stakeholders aren't held accountable for participating in the development process, it's likely they'll disengage or, even worse, not participate by the end of the project. If criteria or processes are poorly defined, it can quickly escalate to stakeholders not being committed to the project. If user acceptance criteria and testing processes are poorly defined, the customer may become frustrated and less willing to review the next iteration's results. Stakeholder engagement depends on good working relationships between everyone in the project community. In turn, these relationships depend on trust. If there is little trust between developers and other stakeholders, they are less likely to communicate openly. Of course, inappropriate tools prevent and discourage stakeholder engagement. Agile teams favor simple, highly visual tools that are easy to understand and use. Let's talk about some strategies to help keep stakeholders committed. It is essential to get support for the project from senior management who make decisions about whether and how much to invest in projects. By keeping managers informed, you can help them make the right decision about issues such as hiring and software or other materials you may need. It's also important to train key stakeholders on technologies and processes that the team will be using. This, of course, ensures that they can fully complete or participate in their roles properly and can help give them a sense of belonging. You need to be very flexible when managing stakeholder engagement. It may not always be possible for stakeholders to meet with developers face-to-face, as this is common in an Agile methodology. But with today's technology, there should be no reason why video conferencing isn't an acceptable alternative. And if a customer decides to assign a representative, it's important to accept this individual on the project team. The representative can play an important role, provide valuable information about the customer's needs, and answer any questions the developers may have. In summary, stakeholders for your Agile project include both internal and external stakeholders. Stakeholder commitment is essential for your project to be successful, and in order to gain and maintain stakeholder commitment, you need to have senior management support for the project, train key stakeholders on the technologies and processes they'll be using, be flexible, and accept customer representatives as part of the stakeholder group.